Shout out to the thinking class. This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. And if you don't get it, it is your own fault. Yes. Shout out to everyone that's here. Shout out to everyone that's here. They're coming in now. We drop this music that's playing in the background. Drop it right quick. Shout out to everyone that's in the thinking class. Shout out to Raining Woman. Shout out to Beautiful Animated. Shout out to William. Shout out to Cherie. Shout out to Riley. What's going on? Shout out to Tara. Shout out to everyone in the thinking class. You don't want to miss today as we're going in, continuing from yesterday, which was completely amazing. Talked about, yes. One second. All right, I'm back. What's going on, too, cuz? What's going on with another great daily the fellowship? Shout out to everyone. You listening to, I'm back now. Man, there's a touch something and it messed up. So shout out to everyone. I like this comment right here. Yes, thinking class because we think over here. Yes, I like that. Correct. Shout out to everyone that's in the thinking class today. As we're going in today, continuing the conversation we had yesterday with mastering the game of mastering disappointments. Mastering the game and the game of mastering disappointments. So as you see, I've been up 2:00 in the morning working on the thinking class. Let me stand up because I got to stand up. That's just me. And so I'm going to adjust some things. I got to stand up. I don't mind sitting down, but I got to stand up. So I've been up since 2:00 in the morning. Then woke back up at around 6, 7 o'clock, still muttering some things. What's going on, Sean? Shout out to everyone that's in the chat room right now. Man, I've been muttering some things, going over some things as far as with the thinking class. As you can see, if you look in the corner, there's been a change in the logo. So we're working on some things behind the scenes. So I'm just letting you know, membership is coming to the thinking class. Just a little heads up, membership is coming to the thinking class where you'll be able to, you'll see, I'll explain more, but membership is coming to the thinking class just so that you can support what we do, so we can pour back into the thinking class, so we can bring a production that's top-notch content, top-notch production and all that we do. So that's what's going to happen. You're going to see. So I'm going to see that logo in the corner over there. Right there. You'll see that right there. You'll see that we'll be working on some things right now that's going to be off the chain. So that's the first thing that's going to come. You're going to see a membership coming in. So you can be a part of the membership on on YouTube. And also Patreon is really already set up, and we're going to activate Patreon. We're going to get exclusive. I'm signing up. Salute class. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that so much right there. So we will be having that set up. Membership is coming, and you, like I said, membership has privileges and exclusive material that I'm not, me and Jono, I cannot share on YouTube or can't share, especially on Patreon, where we're going to really go in and share some things that we cannot share for the public. Like y'all were talking about the stars and the whole numbers and things. Can't share all that can't share all that on YouTube because everyone's not ready and they haven't been, in so many words, initiated into the process because there's a price for it. So definitely we're going to set up for you. So you're going to see this logo, but you're going to see it in multiple ways for the membership on YouTube. Patreon will be set up too. So that's coming in the upcoming weeks. I'm going to have to push and make it happen. So definitely you want to be a part of the thinking class. And I thank everyone who has already contributed to the thinking class. If you can see what we've done in just a year time span, we have taken this stream and made it awesome, made it beautiful. So you don't want to, if you do want to be a part of it, and you want to be a part of the membership when I complete the process of getting it done so that we can do this. So today we're talking about the game of mastering disappointments. When people disappoint you, how many people in the chat room who are listening have had people disappoint you? Now, what you're going to do is, for this one, you're going to put a number 5 in the chat room. If you have people you know that have disappointed you, you like, I can't believe she did that. I can't believe he did that. Put a 5 in the chat room if you have people you know that have just completely disappointed you. Like, I can't believe this ninja has depth. This Sigma, what's going on, bro? I can't believe this ninja did. I thought you, it's the first thing we say, I thought you knew better. Oh, I thought you knew me better than that. You done made a mess of your own life. And you had to just, sometimes you got to walk away and like, I can't believe this person did this. When people disappoint you, you thought they were going right and they just started to go left. You gave them clear direction, say, hey, if you want to get down to the direction, you want to get to the goal you're trying to get at, you need to make 2 rights and then another right and you're there. But they decided to make 2 lefts and then go into a ditch, then coming back and then make right. They just disappointed you. When you learn how to master the game or the game of mastering disappointments when it comes to people, it changes your whole dynamic of how you deal with life. And when we talk about game, we always talk about game under this context. And I want everyone in context. I want everybody to understand, we talk about game, we're talking about strategy. I know everybody else got a different definition of what it means, but we're talking about strategy. So when we talk about game, we talk about strategy. When we talk about mastery, that you have completely fulfilled the requirements that says that you have mastered this skill. Disappointments when something that you hoped for did not happen. So when it comes to people, we realize that people on some level, whether it's children, whether it's spouses, whether it's bosses, whether it's co-workers, whether it's friends, on some level have disappointed us. And since they have disappointed us, we have to think about what we talked about yesterday. Let's go over the little review of yesterday. Yesterday, we said, John brought up a good point. When you have a season of disappointments, you need to take a time out. The second thing is, when there's a season of timeout, you need to find out what wisdom you need to get in this season of timeout when it comes to when people disappoint you. Other thing is, we talked about it a little bit. We were probably talking about it on Thursday. When the universe or when God is disappointed in you. But today we're talking about when people you love, you care about, disappoint you. And could it be the reason why people disappoint us is because of our expectations of them? Could it be that we have false, unrealistic expectations for someone that they themselves cannot ever feel? So sometimes we expect people to be a certain way when they just don't know any better. We're not trying to give them a way out. So no. We're talking about how you're going to master, how you're going to use the game to master disappointment when it comes to people. Could it be that your expectation of others is unrealistic, too stringent, and your expectations is that you expect this person not to ever, what's going on, Joe Blas, ever disappoint you? When you're in a relationship, marriage, business arrangement, whatever it may be, in order to master the game or use the game to master disappointment, you have to first realize that you have to brace yourself and know that this person has the potentiality to disappoint me. Let me say that again. You have the this person has the potentiality to disappoint me. See, what happens is, and I'm guilty of it. We want to always believe the best about everyone and put the good foot forward. There's nothing wrong with that. But our disappointment comes is when we have our expectations too high for an individual that they cannot keep or they do not want to keep. If this is resonating with you, let me know. Put a 2 in the chat room. Could it be that your expectations of others, not saying that you shouldn't expect anything from others, but the reason why you're getting disappointed in others and you're now getting a season of disappointment from your mother, your sister, your brother, your cousin, everyone else is because your expectation of them is unrealistic and they cannot keep your expectation of them. And so what happens is, guess what? What's going on? Stick to cooking again. Shout out to you. Could it be that your expectations of them are unreal? Could it be your expectations of the dating arena is unreal? Could it be your expectations of what it means to be a wife or what it means to be a husband is unreal? Could it be your expectations of when it comes to your business arrangement, when you're doing business, is not real? Your expectations, so you become disappointed. But to safeguard that disappointment, what do? You create realistic expectations so that the other individual can never, ever disappoint you. See, sometimes we get into the fairy tale, I call it Disney, Pixar world about everyone around us. And everyone around us has the potentiality to disappoint us. When you accept that and say, you know what, it's cool, I'm gonna lay back. Yup, that makes sense. And you can step back from it. Guess what happens? You can now master or use the game to master your disappointments in someone else. But mainly the one reason is your expectations of that individual. The second reason why is this, is they communicated their expectations and they didn't fulfill it. They said their expectations and they cannot fulfill their expectations, so you become disappointed. I hope you guys are hearing me. You know, I had to put the big brim on today. They put out their expectations and they couldn't fulfill it. So they went over there and said, you know, girl, you know, I can buy this house for you. I can get this car for you. I can do all this. And when it came down to it, their expectations, what? Disappointed you. Dealing with people, we realize that we are human and we are flawed. But could it be that you in this business deal and say, yeah, if you get part of this business, you're gonna make 30% off of the top from off the 100 that we all getting, and you're gonna get that, and this is gonna be good for you. And guess what? Their expect their expectations of themselves to you has disappointed you. I run a tight ship, so this resonates. Or just don't go in with the expectations, be open to whatever, then you can adjust and flow, whatever happens, be adaptable. Very good point. But could it be that the reason why you're disappointed, because this person came with big game, they talking big time. Yo, if you do this, I'm telling you, you're gonna make this amount of money. Or you get into this relationship, baby, I'm gonna give you the stars, the moons, and the star, the moon, and the clouds. I'm gonna bring Jupiter to you, baby. And then when you get into it, they are sitting on the couch, rubbing their stomach with a hole in their sock. It's because the expectation that they had or they said, and now that you see them in action, it disappointed you. If I'm talking to you, let me know in the chat room. I could be just talking. LDA could just be, just shooting his gift. Could it be that the expectations that they presented to you is really disappointing you? I thought because this is the thing we're going to say next. I thought you said you were going to take out the garbage. You were going to do this. This happened with our children. This happened with our children all the time. I told you to take out the garbage and watch, go walk the dog. Oh, I got it, Dad. I'm gonna do what you say do. Don't worry about it. You come back home, he's playing Fortnite. He didn't complete everything you was told him to do. I'm disappointed in him. Matter of fact, I'm a little angry because we made an agreement and they failed to fulfill their side of the agreement that they put forth first. So it causes a disappointment. Many of us have faced people who are just disappointing us. The other side of disappointment is, and when it even comes to leaders or people who are in power, oh, we're going to do this for you, we're going to do that. And you find out later they get into office and guess what? They don't do nothing they promised to do. And you have a sense of sourness, of disappointment in this individual because they never fulfilled what they said they were going to do. We all have faced the point where we're disappointed, where we initiate the expectation, and then the person came with their expectation of what they were going to do, and they didn't fulfill it. What do you do when you're in that situation? When you have been disappointed by your own blood, you learn to move differently and with a new from your sanity. Yes. So we even talk about that. Let's get right there. So what happens even because people don't want to talk about this, because this is part of the game. I don't care what nobody say. I know people, you ain't talking about pimping and hoes on the block and on the blade and getting that dough. You know what I'm saying, Joe? No. What I'm saying is this is the real game, because the real game is life. What happens when your blood people, your family, your cousins, your mother, your brother, your sister disappoint you? What happens when that happens? When they disappoint you? When they just don't show up like you think they should show up? When you have a party and you're the only one there and you send invitations out and none of your family shows up? Or when you at a sporting event and you know your kid is about to do their thing or to play basketball and no one shows up to see your kid, but every time their kid do it, you there to support. Disappointments. Or when you cook your favorite dish and you invite all the family over and only your only lonely cousin came over, and I want to play, but where's everybody else at? Disappointments. Or when you're in that marriage or in that love relationship, whatever the case may be, and that happens. What do you do? How do you master the game of disappointments? How do you manage or minimize what your expectations of yourself and others? Because some degree you're going to have some expectations from others, and others are going to have expectations of you. But it comes to the word that we always use on here: cooperation or an agreement. We all been there, especially with family. When you think they're supposed to, hey, you need to be there, and then only one cousin show up. Or when you are in the midst of a marriage or relationship and you're building something, and the other person takes the money and go buy something that mess up the whole deal. If I'm talking to you, let me know. We didn't put a 5, we didn't put a 2. Let's put a 3 in the chat room. Put a 3 in the chat room. This is resonating with you. Our expectations of others and ourselves in a situation has to be managed or mastered with the game, and you have strategy on how you do this. What's going on, Blackjack? What's going on, bro? This is really resonating. Put a 3 in the chat room, because when you realize it, when mastering the game, when you have the game to master disappointments, baby, you're going to have to deal with people who are going to disappoint you. So let's keep it 100, 1,000. Yes, please understand what I'm about to say right now. Please understand, this is not being pessimistic. This is being realistic. You have to go and master, use the game to master. You got to do this. What? You know what? I'm cool. My expectations are going to be just what they are. My expectations are not going to be low. They're not going to be high. They're just going to be what they are, because I understand that you, my friend, my family, my cousin, my coworker, whatever, could possibly disappoint me. But here's the real game. When you keep it 100 with you, and you have the game and you mastering, no one can disappoint you. You read a beautiful animated row. Which has happened to me. I've been there for everyone's birthday party. When I threw one for myself, nobody showed up, and the only one who had the decency to call me and let me know she didn't even make it. Wow. Yeah. See, you understand what I'm saying? So the real game to mastering disappointments is, you can't disappoint me. You can't disappoint me, because I got my expectations of you and myself in check. There's a saying that I remember reading in a book by, I think it was John Maxwell. I read this years ago. No matter what people say they can do, you can stand in a place of realistic invitation, long space of grace. It humbles you if you allow it to be. Right. You guys are talking now. Let's get this. It's something I read with John Maxwell, excellent teacher on leadership and things like that. I read it back in the 90s when I was studying his material. He said, people don't do what you expect. They do what you inspect. Peep the game. People don't do what you expect. They do what you inspect. Y'all better peep that game. People don't do what you expect. They do what you inspect. This helps to minimize or lessen your disappointment, because really at the end of the day, who can really disappoint you unless you allow it? What's going on, Mathis? Shout out to you, brother. Let me say that again. People don't do what you expect. They do what you inspect. Give an example, Lawrence D. Adams. Sure, Lawrence D. Adams about to give you an example. If I am telling my son to go take out the garbage, my expectation is that my son, Destin or Caleb, will take out the what? The garbage. But when I go inspect whether he did the garbage, my expectation is kept at a what? What? At a realistic level. Because I inspected, did Destin or Caleb take out the garbage versus my expectations from him to take it. So when I come back and say, hey, I checked out, man. You know what, son? You took out the garbage because I inspected it. So my expectations and my expectations and my what? Inspection came in line so that I can what? Be at peace. But the real game, y'all, with the real game, I gave it away already. I become one with the fact that everyone's given enough time will disappoint you. Expectations eventually. Inevitable dealing with humans, be realistic. So the biggest thing is, y'all better catch this, is realize no one really can disappoint you. That's the game of mastering what? Disappointments. No one really can disappoint you. You think about it. The only reason why it disappoints you, because you allowed it to get to you. The only reason why it bothered you so bad, so deeply, and it threw you off your square, is because you allowed that thought to fester inside of you. I can't believe that chick took that extra piece of steak when I told her not to. It's because your expectation usually begin to get in bed with your expectation, and you became disappointed, and you begin to make love to your disappointment with whoever it is. And you begin to fester and mule over and go over. This ninja I can't believe he done left again without locking the door. And you begin to play the scenarios. You begin to play the scenarios in your mind over and over. So much so when you see the person, you see in red, because you're like, I can't believe who told you to take that steak? I told you to take that garbage. I thought we were going on a vacation, husband and wife. I thought all women, that's what happens. When you begin to allow the disappointment to live inside of you, you begin to walk in a season of disappointment with people. So everything people do, I don't care who it is, and they may not just tripped or bumped it, they might have just forgot something. Everything they do now becomes a disappointment with you, because now you're in a season or in a mindset or in a mindset of disappointment. And so what happens is, just as the scenario when you get a new car, you begin to see all the cars like yours. Now, when you get into the season of disappointments and being disappointed with a person or a people, everything people do will disappoint you. And it could have been a valid mistake. It could have been something they just I really didn't. I didn't even think you did that. But now you begin to view everything as, yeah, I'm watching you, because now everything what becomes what a disappointment to you. Now you become in a season, and now you're watching everybody with one eye on them and the other eye on the other one, because you're in a place of accusing people because of your disappointments of one person or a group of people. Do I need to bring it over to YouTube? I bring. So what happens on YouTube. So once one guy deals with one woman and she disappoints him, he begins to look at every woman from the accusation of that one disappointment he had with one woman. Oh, women go to the women. Okay, so the women. So one guy did you wrong, treated you like a dirty dog. He cheated on you. He did you wrong. He almost slapped your wig off, and then you put it back on. He slapped the wig off again, and guess what happened? Your disappointment of men begin to look like, all these ninjas are like that. That's what happened on YouTube with the YouTubians. So you begin to look at everybody from the lens of disappointment. Ain't no man really good. Ain't no women no good, because of your disappointments that you have not resolved inside of you. Or if I'm telling the truth, let me know. I could be lying and flying. Am I telling the truth? Because when one person's or two people, guess what? You got your hand on the trigger now. It's hard keeping your guard up all the time. Yeah, you can't keep your guard up all the time. You're gonna have to punch, you're gonna have to defend. So because of one person's, definitely gotta watch who you listen to on here. You know you saying the truth, bro. You gotta be careful, because now people are teaching you or giving you information from their disappointment. And black men are no good. They're dogs. They're cheaters. Black women ain't no good. They're just cats and dogs. They'll leave you and abuse you. So you come with disappointment of somebody else's disappointment instead of your reality of dealing with the individual that you're dealing with. Is there some truth to what they're saying? Yes, it is. But we're talking about dealing with people. Dealing with people. When you deal with people, you realize that they are flawed just like you are. Your expectations of yourself and others become balanced. What happens if someone constantly disappoints you? What do you do? What do you do if someone's constantly disappointing you? Do you take it? Do you tell them off? Or what do you do when someone is constantly disappointed you? They say, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna get it together, man. I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm working on that. What do you do when somebody's constantly disappointing you? One of the things you can do is not allow it to disappoint you anymore. Stop being in the cycle of allowing someone to what? Disappoint you, and stop the cycle and say, you know what? This person can never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 never, ever, whatever, two times, never, ever disappoint me. There's nothing they can do. They are who they are. Sometimes, let me top in this. Sometimes the mother has sometimes the daughters have expectations of their mother or their fathers, and the disappointment that they feel is that they want their mothers to be a certain way because they seen June Cleaver, or they seen the Cosby's daughter. Claire Huxtable, and they want their mother to be Claire Huxtable. Your mother can never be Claire Huxtable. She would never be June Cleaver. If you don't know what that is, it's from the Beaver. So you got to let go of your expectations of other people and just accept them for who they are. They may never change. They may never get off of the crack. They may never stop being a weed head. They may never stop doing the things they do and cheating, whatever. You know what? It's like, you know what? It's cool. You cannot disappoint me at all. I know I'm cool. When you become cool with it, and then no longer pay attention to this, pay attention to what I'm about to say right now. Grab what I'm saying. So everyone, I want you to grab what I'm saying. When it no longer irritates you, bothers you, or gets under your skin, and you become at one with in who you are, remember it always starts with in out. It begins to affect everything around you. People say, man, you seem like, well, girl, you like you just so chill, it ain't bothering you. And disappointment. It is what it is. I accept that person for who they are. First rule is accept that person for who they are. They're human just like you and you flawed. And you can't allow it to bother you. When you allow it to bother you, that person will somehow magically begin to do backflips and disappoint you even more. When it stops bothering you, when it doesn't irritate you, when it doesn't get your goat, and when it doesn't just make you want to go, you doing like Dukes of Hazzard, it don't bother you anymore, and you just chill, and you just, you tilt your hat to the side, you be like, all right, cool. Do you, because I'm gonna do me. And you don't even have to say it, because sometimes y'all get in trouble because you saying it to the person. But once you resolve it inside of you and be what? Unbothered. What's going on, Dylan? When you become unbothered, unaffected, you become like they say in the streets, you become like water on the back of a duck. It just falls right off of you. Let me say that again. It becomes like water on the back of a duck. It just falls off of you. You move through life. I'm cool. Now, if it does, because let's be realistic, because some things are going to bother you. When it does bother you, what you need to do, what you can do when it does bother you, is deal with why is it that it is bothering you? Good point, Viking. Why is it that it is bothering you? Why is it that it's irritating you? The problem isn't the other individual's actions. The problem is you recognize, I don't know if I can say this. The reason why it bothers you so bad, I shouldn't be teaching this, man, but I shouldn't be saying this. Right now, why is it triggering me exactly? The reason why, you got to think about, why is this triggering me? Is because inside of you, you recognize a part of you in them. Let me say that again. The reason why it's triggering you and bothering you and grabbing your goat and just making you upset, like, now I knock you out right now. The reason why it's bothering you like that so much, because could it be inside of you, you recognize them, you recognize yourself in them, and it's something unresolved in you that you have not dealt with that irritates you about them. That's the real game. So every time that person comes up, it's like, that bothers me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have to slap a Joe. Could it be the reason why it's bothering you is because it is in you? In the words of the great master, he said in this book that we call the Bible, he said what? The devil has nothing in me. So he was never bothered by the devil or devilish ways. Look at that, right on time, boy. I'm telling you, wow.
Going on.
Dude, I'm right at the point. So I said The reason why people may disappoint you is because, and you bothered by it, is because on some way, and why it irritates you is because you recognize yourself in that other person.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you have a disappointing situation, the reason why you're connected to it is because of the attraction, right? There was an attraction. That's why you were presented. You were presented with it. So it's not that you have sympathy for it. You almost can relate to it, right?
Right.
And in turn, even if you're involved or not involved, what happens is you have that connection you have to it. You will feel a certain sort of way, even if you're not the main party. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's so real because if it's triggering you, you know that. I just say with the great master. The great master said the devil has what? Nothing in me.
Mm-hmm.
If he has nothing in me, then nothing can really bother me. But once you begin to realize that this is irritating me a little tad bit because of the disappointment, expectation of this individual, I need to really I need to go like Michael Jackson said and go what? Look in the mirror.
Yeah, it's true. If something disappoints you, it's because you probably have some unfinished business.
Whoa. Come on, man. Why you coming here with the gloves off, man? Why you come with some gloves off, John, old man? Why you do that, man?
Yeah, you probably have some unfinished business and you haven't dealt with it. And now it's rearing its ugly head in another situation that happens to have something to do with you.
So what you're saying is that if it's unresolved inside of you, this person showed up to say, "Hey, let me do this. Let me be a mirror to you."
Mm-hmm. And they don't even know it. They don't even know it. They're unsuspecting. They have no real idea why that connection has been established. And you know why, because you start like, wait, why you treat me like that? Oh, I really don't want to get into it. It's because you know you got something to do with that.
Man, dude, man, it's like we just did like this. You know how they do in the WWE. Hey! We just tag team them. They didn't even get it, man. They didn't even get it. The only reason why it's bothering you, irritating, getting under your skin, because it's you.
Exactly. That's hard for people to take. You know that, right?
I know, man. I know. That's
people
why
are not ready to swallow that one. They're not ready to say, you know what? Even though I have nothing to do with this, or maybe you do have everything to do with it, you will now turn up the volume on your level of disappointment because you know what you had to do with that. You know what your involvement should have been, and you didn't do anything about it.
So let me give an example. So, young lady, you're disappointed in your father because he didn't do certain things for you that you felt that your father should have did. So you end up marrying a guy who does the same thing that your father did because you never resolved the issue with your father.
It's true.
Bingo.
Then your partner is all disappointed in you, and you were like, well, I was disappointed in somebody else and never fixed it, so now the disappointment continues.
It becomes a cycle of disappointment. We laughing because you know why? We laugh because it's been us. We've been there. I'm guilty. My hands are up. And so when you realize is that if you never resolve the issue of how someone else disappointed you, it festers inside of you and it shows up again in someone else. Like you said, who don't even know who you are, don't even know the situation.
It's true. They are literally the catalyst to a play that's continuing in your story. They just came in Act 2.
Act 2. Okay, shot. Let's go. Boom, boom. You don't even know it. If this is resonating with you, we didn't give 3 numbers. What's another number? We'll do another number out, John, so we can get this if this is resonating with them. Because they got quiet in the chat room, like, ooh.
I like the number 18 for some reason today.
So put 18 in the chat room. If this, like, whoa, I didn't see that. Put 18 in the chat room if this is definitely resonating with you. 18. I'll be the first one to say that. What did Belleville DeVoe say? I thought it was me. The girls that make the girls go wild. I thought it was me. Oh, you want to do like Shaggy? It wasn't me. It was. Yes, it was you. It was you. It was you.
Listen, we need to get in the mode of responsibility. And if you can get in the mode of responsibility, you have a chance to be less disappointed. Think about it. We don't know why things will rear their head, come back around. You know, we already told you why. The world is round. What you run away from, you will run back into. But while you're waiting, you can be less disappointed if you just dealt with some of the things you left undone.
Right. About to have a hop off, dude, fellas. I'm going to got to go up and y'all next time. Peace to you, Mathis. Good to see you in the room. First time seeing you. Love it. Thank you for showing up, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother.
You're right, Monica. If you're honest with yourself, you would be less disappointed. Because you knew that it was coming around the corner. You know, you do the same thing every time with every person you deal with, and they got the same. Then guess what? That's the disappointment that you know how to admit. Why don't you fix it? You know what? Maybe you're half completed. I was going to say there's something else as fault, but half completed situations in life don't cut it with people. You know, if you just don't have a way of finishing, then it just don't cut it with people. And it causes disappointment. And if you don't look at those type of things when it comes to starting so that you can get to the finish line, you know, some people feel like, oh, well, we built up some momentum. It's just going to go. But that don't exactly mean that you're going to finish. And some things require finishing, not just going through the motions. Wouldn't you agree?
I completely agree. I caught that too. And you know what I thought about when you said that? People don't want to admit this. Some people are in a love affair with disappointments.
Oh, you're right. They're right. They're used to surviving in it.
That's it. What's going on, Alfie?
Everybody's on plan B. Everybody's on plan C and D and E. Nobody planned out a successful A so that we can get to the finish line like a coach. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the reason why you play so many games is so you can get games down packed, not so you can survive every game. That's the point was not to survive; it was to thrive.
Right.
You are stuck with the wrong verb. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of I'm surviving instead of thriving.
People love telling that story. I survived this and I survived that, and I got through this and I got through that. They love telling that story. But there are some people that just keep pushing out wins. Some people the right day, the right time. Some people bought a car before the pandemic and it's in great shape, and then they sold it for more money than it was worth, and then they got a new car. That's called winning. That's not surviving.
Come on, man.
Some people, instead of having a job, they started a company, and then that company had the right tools and the right thing to go through to get to the beginning of the pandemic. And then guess what? It was able to multiply in the pandemic as opposed to falling back and losing revenue. Some people thrived in the downturn of economy. Some people got on a date, met a person, and they connected with this person so well, they built a lifestyle with businesses and personal relationships, all congruent, had the kids, had everything, and they're sitting on a speedboat having no problem right now. That is some people's story. Other people, I met a man and now I'm on my 10th breakup since the pandemic started. You know what I'm saying? Like, which story are you gonna have? Are you gonna have a story of disappointment, Or you're going to use what we call losses and turn them into lessons. They don't have to be losses. It sounds the same, right? You can say losses or you can say lessons. Pick the word lesson so you learn something. Pick the word lesson so you can move forward and you won't keep disappointing yourself.
Dude, this is heavy. What you know what's about to happen. We're about to start a membership site on here. It's already in motion.
Absolutely.
Already started it last night. That's why the new logo came up. Baby, you think we talking now? Wait till. Please understand.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Please understand. Either you're going to thrive or you're going to keep surviving. Are you going to struggle or are you going to make it happen? You make a decision. As we shared already, as I've shared and John just shared, when it comes down to it, you have a decision. Whether you're going to allow this disappointment to affect you, or you're going to allow a person to their disappointments to affect you, or are you going to move on? Let me read what Dylan wrote right here because it's really good. You can go the extra mile with a brother or sister, or just not be played the fool, or let anyone get the chance to deceive you. Start to finish is indeed important. John will stay hitting the mark. Yes, he do. Great point, man. Yes, yes, yes. So I want to make sure we understand this. What time is it? Oh, yeah, we better conclude. So in conclusion, we got to get the angel number. Dylan, I want you to give me the first number. Don't try to figure it out on this thing. What's the first number that comes to mind? I want you to put it in the chat room. Dylan, I want you to put that number in the chat room. Whatever number comes to mind, don't even think about it. Say, oh, that number just dropped on me. Put it in the chat room. So in conclusion of what we're saying is, can't nobody disappoint you unless you allow it to disappoint you. Peep the game. Can't nobody disappoint you in the game or in life unless you allow them to disappoint you. He put 9 is the number today. Everybody know what to do when we do the 9. 9 is the number today. Can't nobody disappoint you unless you allow them to disappoint you. You can be shocked, but okay, it is what it is. Let me keep moving. Let me be like the water on the back. Let the water flow off my back like a duck and not keep on quacking and keep on going. 9 is the number today. 9 is the number today. Membership is coming. I'm like, again, agree in wisdom. So in saying all of that, we know we're going to be looking for the angel number. So saying all that, I'm going to let you know that the membership is coming into the thinking class. Membership is coming into the thinking class. So you will get different membership, different emojis and things like that. Water on a raincoat, let it flow off. Right, you already know. Let's get that angel number, and we're about to conclude. If you got some from this, you know you need to go back and replay this one. Oh my God! Look at this! Look at this! Who showed up but Alfie Kingdom with the 10 bones? Let's go on some love, Alfie. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate that right there. Shout out to Alfie Kingdom with the money flowing. Let me get the money. So I got to get this money song, man. I got to get that money. Got to get this money song. Money sound. Let's get that. Let's get that money sound. Let's get that money sound. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get it going. Thank you, Alfie. Appreciate that for that $10 into the thinking class. Angel number 9. May be indicating that it's time to end a phase, situation, or relation that is no longer serving you in a positive. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Whoa. Let me Angel number 9 may be indicating that it is time to enter a phase, a situation, or relationship that no longer serves you in a positive way. So that means we're going to have to share y'all with the rest of the internet. All right. Let me read that again. Angel number 9 may indicate that it's time to end a phase, situation, or relationship that no longer serves you in a positive way. What we just talked about. You got to let it go. Another TKO. Another TKO. Angel number 9 may indicate that it's time to end a phase. I ain't going to be disappointed. Situation, you ain't going to disappoint me no more. Relationship, bye. Anybody? There you go. Here we go. The angel number is a representation of age and knowledge. It emerges in your life when you have sufficient experience of life to take charge of your destiny. The number is a sign of maturity. Having the angel number 9 is a divine gift from the angel themselves. Come on, you guys are getting it. You guys are getting it. See, that's what I'm talking about. It merges. Angel number 9 is a representation of age and knowledge. It merges in your life when you have sufficient experience of life to take charge of your destiny. This number is a sign of maturity. Having angel number 9 is a divine gift from the angels themselves. Just a different experience to reach. You guys are all working together collectively. Shout out to the thinking class. Shout out to the thinking class. You know, I want to play this song, but I keep getting dinged for it. Whoop, I got the wrong window up. And I really like this song that we have going out, but we're not doing that. We're doing here. So we're about to go. Thank you for going outro, right? So we're about to go. If you enjoyed this, let me get some. Let me hold on before I put this up. Leave a comment after the show. Leave a comment after in the thing. Say it was good. Put the number 9 in there. Say your mama should have heard this. Say your cousin should have heard this, what they were saying about disappointments. Put something in. So what I don't agree with nothing they said. Put that in the comments after the show. After the show. We need everybody to put comments in there because it works with the algorithm. Put it after the show. Put the comments after the show. When we do that, it works. If you're your first time listening to Lawrence D. Adams and Jono, the thinking class, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like and leave comments after the show. When we end this, leave a comment afterwards. If you're on Facebook, come over to YouTube and leave a comment. Let me say something. If you're on Facebook, leave a comment there too. I'm telling you, Jono, you already know it's right here. We upgrading.
Oh yeah. I'm making a choice to upgrade. I spoke to some people today, and I am going to take advantage of an upgrade. I'm getting new tires today. I'm upgrading my tires today.
Oh, see?
I got the. I don't know why full synthetic is so expensive, but yeah, $200 for oil, and I got alignment, tires, everything. Because my inspection's coming up next month. I don't want to lose. I got to get the upgrades.
You got to get the upgrade. I'm telling you, if you're part of the thinking class, y'all I don't want to say it sound like that. You better get a hold to what we're talking about, this upgrade. You're seeing, I didn't change. You see the logo. Didn't you see this logo change?
Wait. Oh, it's on the other side. I see it with the blue hat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I see it.
2 o'clock in the morning change.
I see it. I see it right here.
Yeah, that's 2 o'clock in the morning change, dude.
That's
2 o'clock in the morning. Membership is coming this week. Sign up and be a part of the members. 5, 10, 25. Because everybody like to put, let me put 5 on it. You'll be able to put 5 on it every month to support the thinking class and what we do here.
Absolutely.
Patreon It's already set up. We didn't pull the trigger. But guess what? Bang, bang. We said this is over. And some things we can't even talk about here, John. You know that, right?
Well, I wonder why.
Some things we just can't talk about on here. Y'all think?
How about we want our full credit for it? You know?
Right.
We just don't want to have to split it with any other company.
Uh-oh. I ain't gonna no comment on that. But make sure you join the membership. You want to make sure you get so this color hat right there, that teal turquoise, is the top level. So you're going to be red, it's going to be blue, there's going to be brown, yellow. You'll see. The hat color is going to change every how long you've been a member. You'll see. You will see.
I'll make my thing blue for the moment, so it looks right.
Oh my God, this dude showing out, man. Why you showing out like that, man?
Hey, man, you gotta get the Phillips. You have the hue. The hue play is always in play.
That's what we do over here, man. We gotta go, man. Me one. Let me go ahead and subscribe. Yep. Go ahead and subscribe now. I'm telling you, because we might have a members only conversation. Oh, we will have that. And we have the members only conversation we all were trying to get initiated into with the other stuff, the astral projection and all that.
You mean not only members, so only, but members only?
Members only.
Like, remember the jackets back in the day? The members only jackets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all.
Look good in the 80s and look weird in the 90s. Anyway.
Now everybody wearing them. Dude, we out of here, man. We got to go. What time we at? Oh, we right at 6 minutes after. Let me get this video going. I keep getting dinged for this, but I'm going to play it anyway because I love the song. We out of here, bro.
Inside all this tension, a feeling I never was expecting. I don't see the pros, don't know the cons, forget the whys. Do you know why? Triggered inside this situation. Wonder if we maybe were mistaken. Don't wanna talk, don't wanna see.